Welcome back, guys. We're in the second
Hello.
part of this Galaxy Graduation Lightspeed. We got a lot more matches to go through.
It's been
Whoa.
80
No.
years.
It's been
We're gonna
ages.
try to, I guess, be faster with these because.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a little quicker with this because we did.
Yeah, because the last one we only were able to do 3.
That took us like an hour.
To be fair, one of them was a way out.
Yeah.
One of them was a way out.
Okay, so this one, me and Biffweed were doing. So Rick Sanchez was Intronitis. Oh wait, was it gonna be Biffweed or was it gonna?
It's me.
Okay.
I'm debating. See, Brandon at first asked me if I wanted to debate for Pickle Rick, and I thought he meant that like literally, like specifically Pickle Rick was who I'd be debating for.
And now you're disappointed.
Was that Rick Sanchez himself?
Was
in the
that Rick?
call with us?
Yeah, with me. It's me, Morty.
Adam, please, I'm fucking begging.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
Please.
I'm taking up too many cooks. Intronitis in here.
I actually have watched Too Many Cooks.
You have?
Yeah, you know that when you guys were talking about the rich people royale?
Yeah. Oh, did you watch Too Many Cooks in that
That's
time?
when I was watching
Too many cooks, too many cooks.
I didn't understand any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But try to explain why you win.
Sorry.
Because you're starting.
Okay. So, are we going to read the scenario out first?
Oh, right, yes. Rick Sanchez versus the Intronitis. From Too Many Cooks. Would Rick Sanchez be able to stop the Intronitis from taking over his show, or will the Intronitis take over the show and corrupt it? No thumbnail.
Yeah, all right, no thumbnail. So I guess we're gonna have to skip this one. But yeah, I think I can make a case for Rick winning. Like, I don't see him being caught. I don't see Rick being caught off guard by this kind of thing. First season, he gets put in several layers of simulation and is like aware of everything the entire time, despite never seeing himself be put in the simulation. So like that in the newest season, he literally fights like embodiments of meta writing and has goggles that let him like break the fourth wall basically. So like this is not the meta aspect of it is nothing new to him. And in terms of like the physical aspect, can Rick Sanchez beat a guy with a knife? However will he cope? Guy in season 1, he tricks some aliens into mixing some chemicals together that makes an explosion larger than a portion of Jupiter, and he's faced against a guy with a machete. Whatever shall he do? And like, I don't doubt that. Like, it's Rick Sanchez. Give him 5 minutes, and he could probably come up with some anti-intronitis gun or whatever. He's all about. He makes a point that he doesn't like to use the same thing twice. So I don't doubt that he would just come up with something new on the fly to deal with the intronitis.
Okay.
That's about the gist of things.
Okay. So, the Intronitis is not, in fact, that guy with the knife. It takes the form of that guy with the knife, but really, it is a contagious disease that spreads from person to person, and it traps them in this sitcom hell. Everything goes according to how the Intronitis wants it to be. Whether that means stopping you in time while you pose for the your name in the credits, or just by the end of it, making several, like tens of clones of the knife guy who can shoot lasers out of his mouth as he's the giant head on a fucking spaceship. Time starts going in reverse. People get turned into owls. It's, like, insane. And that serial killer can't even be killed by disintegration. When Smurf, that fucking weird cat fucking thing, shoots his laser eyes and obliterates him, just a little bit later, he's back. He's back at it again. Once Rick is stuck with this, like, if he's gonna face the Intronitis, he has to get the disease first, so he clearly caught it before. We don't know if there even is a cure to it, is the thing. We just know that, once a doctor, like, gets the Intronitis, the only cure for it we find is death. He wants to be put out of his misery immediately, because they don't know how to stop it. And I don't know how Rick's gonna escape it when it's just, he's got the disease now, and he's just going to be stuck in this never-ending loop of being killed, coming back, sitcom intro that goes on way too long, changes the animation styles. And Like, because Rick, even if he's aware of what's going on, he can't stop himself being frozen in time. He can freeze time himself with his gadgets, but if he was stuck in time, he would be helpless and then just get butchered. And that's just sort of how it gonna keep going, unless... I don't know if they just come back naturally or if it's the Intronitis choosing to bring them back, because it's actually a very confusing short that I had to, it's hard to actually figure out what's happening, but this is, from what I'm gathering, how I'm interpreting what's going on. The Intronitis can, at a moment's notice, create a bunch of clones, butcher him, hack him apart with a machete, because Rick still can be butchered like that. He has been, just straight up shot by guns. Like, he can be killed through means. But he just usually has a way out of it. He usually prepares. But in this instance, he's going to be more helpless than ever. I'm pretty sure he's going to start seeing Morty, Jerry, Beth. They're all going to start dying. Photography Raptor and Reverse the Raptor are going to show up in the intro as it goes on too long. You're going to get all that shit. That episode is going to be the entire cast of the Too Many Cooks intro here. That's what you're going to start getting. You're going to get Sleepy Gary. But that's basically my argument. I don't know how Rick is going to stop himself from just getting butchered. I don't think he has a way to cure this disease.
So you said the only way to cure the disease is death,
yeah,
right?
death. That's the only... The doctor's like, just kill me.
Well, when Rick dies, he just comes back in another body through other universes, Operation Phoenix. So wouldn't he just come back in a new body, completely free from the disease? I don't even think...
Well, the disease is contagious. It's if you're near somebody that has the disease. If he tries to go get Morty, Morty's just going to corrupt him.
So all he needs is a basic...
He's going to have to want to kill Morty, which he likes his Morty. He's not going to kill Morty.
Yeah.
I think... There's that whole episode of Rick and Morty where everyone becomes, like, super infatuated with Morty himself, and they start mutating into bugs, and Rick is perfectly fine just disposing of that universe. Granted, not Morty himself.
But he has to kill Morty to get him free.
Push comes to shove, I think he'll do it.
Actually, something
I guess if it's a mercy kill, like Morty's is better for you if you just die.
In newest season, something similar to this does happen with Mr. Frundles, who like takes over the entire universe. And Rick's fine just like leaving
Morty
it going
did not get bitten by Mr.
Fine.
Frundles.
Yeah, like he couldn't beat Mr. Frundles, but he could escape to another universe, and Mr. Frundles is nowhere to be seen now.
But
so,
the Intronitis it becomes part of your body. Like brings Morty to another universe. You just brought Intronitis to another universe to fuck up.
This is assuming Morty specifically has it. Like it's just vaguely
I was assuming like the entire family
general.
was involved, but if it was just Rick, he could kill himself and get out of it.
Yeah, like this is. If it's anyone other than Rick, then all he needs to do is like know to keep his distance, because the doctor didn't immediately get it, and his nurse didn't immediately get it.
The doctor, he was like, I've seen this before. It's Intronitis. This is the worst case of Intronitis I've ever seen in my life. He was able to identify it. Rick's probably going to be able to identify it.
Yeah, so that was like an especially bad case, and he still wasn't immediately taken over by it.
And I think if it would take destroying, leaving that reality, I guess, to not get the disease. But
which he's literally did.
He's totally fine
with
with that. Yeah,
episode.
I think you got this. I think Rick's got this.
Yeah, I think this is a W for Rick.
Yeah.
Literally, that episode where he fights Retcon, I thought that was like all he needed for the.
Is that the meta one?
Yeah, that's the dude who like everything he says, it becomes continuity.
It sounds like Rick wins.
Yeah.
I feel like also it's Rick we're talking about. I feel like
he probably could find the actual cure. Like we can't just say that because we're just giving him like what we've seen from him. But if it's actually a Rick and Morty episode, he finds the cure.
The Cronenberg reality does still exist, so he's not.
Drop the Intronitis over there. Let them handle it.
Yeah, I mean they're all dead anyway.
It's just Jerry. No, Jerry's dead too.
No,
he got killed.
Jerry's dead.
There's nothing left over there.
We did spend quite a bit of time on that.
I'm sorry.
So
I thought that was only going to go for like
it's very hard to tell in the moment. I think the next one should be a little faster though.
Okay, Brain versus Gromit.
Okay. Yep. Oh yeah.
This is the first one.
Let's go.
Brain from Inspector Gadget, who I'm going to tackle, and Ribbit, you're going to tackle Gromit.
Yep.
There's no scenario given to us, so we've decided it's going to be like a dog show.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I haven't watched Inspector Gadget in a while, so bear with me. But from what I remember,
Good start.
Brain's whole thing, Brain's whole thing is he's actually a hyper intelligent dog who helps Penny like get Inspector Gadget through the mission. So he's trying to stop Dr. Claw because Inspector Gadget's a dumbass and he needs to be saved. And Brain is able to like do a lot of like shit to save Inspector Gadget. He's like basically smart. He's smarter than a dumb guy, but he's on par with Penny, who's smart. So he's a smart dog. He can do like dog tricks. It's pretty simple shit. I don't know in comparison to Gromit, because they're both about smart. They're smart guys, smart dogs. I really don't know how to determine who's gonna be better at doing dog tricks. They're a little. They can do a lot more than that, actually.
Yeah, I'm imagining that this is like a dog
like,
show where they just show off their talents, right?
Yeah. And with that, maybe Brain can get out some of the gadgets that Penny has. No, because then that's just Penny. What does he do on his fucking own? What the fuck does he do? It's a hard situation today for fucking Brain. You can just do tricks, I guess. He's gonna do tricks. That's what I got.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up.
You look like you're fighting an uphill battle, Ali.
While you do your debate, I'm gonna look up Brain and see if he does anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You better be fucking quick.
Brilliant. All right. So Gromit, throughout the Wallace and Gromit series, has invented weaponry, differing gadgets of all shapes and sizes that he could use and would have nothing to do with Wallace. He has shown to be proficient in swimming, martial arts. He can drive cars. He can drive a plane. He ran like a successful not extermination, but like animal entrapment like thing where they caught animals across the entire city, which required like extreme acrobatics and stealth and whatnot. Gromit has also shown to be capable of reading. He made an entire like security system in one night for he and Wallace's house. He helped invent a rocket, obviously, that went to the moon in like a couple of hours. All in all, Gromit could just make a bunch of fucking technology. Has shown to be like super multifaceted in a bunch of areas, and Brain, meanwhile, usually is kind of like the muscle almost of him and Penny. What like Penny will track Gadget down or like keep track of him. Solve the crime, while Brain will kind of just assist Gadget without him realizing. And Gromit does that with Wallace all the time, because Wallace is also a bit of an airhead when it comes to getting tricked and fooled by bad guys and stuff. Gromit is very much the mastermind. The difference is that he covers both bases of also inventing stuff to help out, whereas Brain doesn't do that really.
Not only does Brain not invent technology, by the time of Gadget and the Gadgetinis, he's afraid of gadgets. Which is why he fakes his own death so he doesn't have to be Inspector Gadget's dog anymore. So that's what happens to Gadget and the Gadgetinis.
So
wait, are
so
you
he just
serious?
fucking loses, right?
He is a master of disguise.
He's gonna happen. He's gonna go on stage.
Wait, no, I don't.
He's gonna go on stage. Gromit's gonna come on stage with a bunch of gadgets, and he's gonna be scared and run off the building.
It makes sense to play these characters.
That's what I'm
There's more
hearing.
to say on this one, but yeah, probably Gromit wins.
Brain is so fucked. Couldn't he at least invent something? He doesn't. He's scared of gadgets. What am I supposed to do?
Where is Gromit?
Wait, he said he wanted a quick one.
Yeah, Brain wanted it quick.
Okay, yeah,
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Griffith versus Kingdom. Let me see where that is. Okay. Who out of these two could create the better McDonald's and make it the most successful in things?
Yeah, the better
That's very
McDonald's.
in-depth.
Okay, so I don't think there's any fucking chance for victory with King Knight here. I think the only thing King Knight here has
What?
money, but he's a fucking shithead, and like everyone's kind of everyone kind of just tolerates him. The thing with Griffith is that even though he's a villain, the whole point of his character is that he's an aspiring king. So he creates a kingdom through bloodshed, whether that be like through the eclipse or like doing horrible shit, but everyone still likes him. So he has like with the power of the God's hand, he can probably just repel any sort of negativity coming his way. That's kind of what happens. Like a bunch of bandits during like the Millennium Falcon arc, they shoot a bunch of arrows at him and they don't even fucking hit him. So he could just repel like anything, like any negativity that comes his way over the McDonald's store. Maybe you could just say this is for attacks, but he also has a bunch of demons and apostles under his control that he can just have work for him. And since everyone likes Griffith because he's like a war hero, people are just gonna be like lining up in droves to come to the Griffith McDonald's. And he has money. He has like I'm forgetting the word. He has the blessings of the king and his daughter. Like he has a princess on his side who could just like do the PR campaigns for him. It's like, oh, come to the Griffith McDonald's because I really love him, and that'd be it. The only people that don't like him are Griffith, Casca, or they're dead. So. Sorry.
I mean Guts or
yeah, sorry, Guts, Casca, or they're dead.
Griffith doesn't like himself, so
Adam,
therefore he
Adam,
loses.
show
There is
for.
kind of some truth to that.
Oh.
Show him what for,
Okay,
Adam.
King Knight. Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, King Knight is a lot more honorable, I would say, because he did not have to make deals with demons or anything. He saw those kingdoms and he went and took them for himself. So
Yeah,
that proves
what's that to do with the fucking McDonald's? Like, honorable?
He's working towards it.
He's trying to get
Get him some
to get
space.
a bag. We're talking about a fucking bag here. You're over here talking about honor.
I believe Adam gets his time to debate. We kind of interrupt him.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. Okay, so I feel like of the two, King Knight is going to. I think King Knight just better fits like a fast food mascot aesthetic thing. Like for one, he's already rocking the same color scheme as our boy Ronald. So, and
you got this.
Yeah. We also see he's an expert at that the Sky Stones, the King of Cards game, which he could easily make into an attraction at the restaurant.
You're doing great.
Yeah, what does Griffith have to do? Have that he can do?
Okay, so during the Millennium Falcon arc, so what he can do. So during the Millennium Falcon arc, he goes over when they fight Ganishka, Emperor Ganishka. After they destroyed the big fucking tree that Ganishka had, like huge demon, like he led like 10,000 troops into battle. They win like the battle against like the literal demon king that's described in Berserk. And after that happens, a fucking light kingdom springs out of nowhere, like fucking utopia that Griffith rules. So
now,
what could he do?
Okay, you didn't need to say all that because I just thought of a point that really messes up King Knight in this scenario. So you said he'd be a great mascot, right?
Yeah.
You telling me you want a Burger King as the mascot of McDonald's? I blame the person who suggested this thing and making it McDonald's and not Burger King. That screwed you over. That screwed you over hard.
Yeah, okay, but wait. I got one more thing.
Okay.
So by the end of Berserk, clearly Griffith he's defeated and gets exposed for all the shit he does. He's exposed as a phony. Therefore, the argument of everyone.
Good thing we haven't gotten there yet.
What? You're the phony.
Wait, how long has Berserk been going on for?
It's been going since the 80s. However, the mangaka is dead.
Oh.
He is dead, dude.
So we'll never know.
Griffith wins. No more. Griffith wins.
God damn it. Okay.
A valiant attempt, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Adam, you just got Big Bird versus
You were dealt a bad hand.
That was not fair to Adam.
You were.
Now we know what to make an actual GGM. Fucking Brain versus King Knight, and it's a dog show inside a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ.
I mean, these
Well,
last two
good-
have been kind
good
of.
to
Oh,
know.
Intronitis versus Rick went on a little long. These last two have been kind of washes. I think
I think-
SpongeBob versus Molly McGee is what we need.
Oh,
I
Even
think we
odds.
need a fucking
Oh, yeah.
scenario because we were not given one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, so brutal fight. to
It's
the
got to be
death
something with the
one,
Flying
or-
Dutchman, no? Because like,
Oh,
you know,
right.
They gotta make him happy, I guess, because that's
fuck
that's
it.
what they're all about.
You're gonna make the Flying Dutchman happy.
SpongeBob has to befriend Scratch.
No.
Molly has to befriend the Flying Dutchman.
Okay,
There you
okay.
go.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So, Butter, you're starting with SpongeBob, and Ribbit's gonna go for Molly McGee.
I don't know the other character.
Go on! Just go on with SpongeBob. Go on
Alright.
with SpongeBob.
Good luck, mate.
All right, so what's the name of the character he's
Scratch.
befriending?
Scratch.
Scratch.
Let me just
Fucking
type
great
it up
start.
real quick.
All right, so I'll say definitely with making friends, SpongeBob is persistent. It would take quite a lot to ever put him down on like even people who are like very like Squidward himself, even though he is very annoyed with SpongeBob a lot of the time, whenever he moves away from SpongeBob, he often starts to feel sad and actually very much miss SpongeBob. So even with an attitude like that, SpongeBob persistent always does make even someone like Squidward, who's absolutely miserable and hates people, to actually have some kind of close connection with him, even if they don't want to admit it. There always is some kind of connection. SpongeBob relatively is one of the most liked people outside of his crazy antics in Bikini Bottom. He knows everybody's names. He tries to be friendly with everyone as much as he can. He will bend over to help people out as much as he possibly can. And that's about all I
can
can.
like without. Yeah, that's still solid.
Yeah,
though. That's solid without knowing Scratch and everything.
Like,
And you were right. Scratch is kind of like a Squidward-esque character. You are in the right
Okay.
ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the ghost thing then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
He's like
Is
a,
that
he's like a
is that
ghost
big
Squidward.
nose blue ghost?
So, Ribbit, how's Molly McGee gonna befriend the Flying Dutchman?
Okay, so Scratch and Molly being friends in the show is actually only really possible because Scratch puts a curse on her to be stuck with him. So pretty much Scratch is now tied to the hip with Molly. So in this situation of now being with SpongeBob, unless SpongeBob happens to want to move into Scratch's house, SpongeBob has no real way to keep Scratch around. He can just teleport away to the Ghost Realm anytime he wants, or just head back into his house, and like that's about it. Meanwhile, Molly, usually when the Flying Dutchman shows up, it's because you have some kind of debt to pay with him, or you wind up on his ship, and he tends to keep you prisoner. So, assuming that Molly is in that position, then she has way more like time to actually get the Flying Dutchman to grow on her. And we've seen before that the Flying Dutchman has definitely got a soft spot. Like, he's got a soft side. He tries to be evil and maniacal, but when he started to live with SpongeBob, he completely unwinded and became a way nicer person. And Molly in the show is not scared by Scratch at all. So when the Flying Dutchman tries to scare her, I see something quite similar to that episode panning out. I mean, sure, he becomes a fucking couch potato. That is true. That is true. But at that point, the Flying Dutchman did consider SpongeBob his friend. Pretty certain, even if SpongeBob didn't feel the same. So if it's a matter of who's gonna be friends with the other first, Scratch is probably just gonna fucking teleport away. He isn't going to want anything to do with SpongeBob. The only reason that he interacted with Molly more than a few seconds was because she was moving into his house. And SpongeBob is scared of ghosts. So if Scratch met him, he'd probably just scare SpongeBob, and then that would be it. He's met his scare quota, which is his job. So he'd probably just go away.
Okay, I don't think like SpongeBob can be scared of ghosts, but it tends to be like Flying Dutchman just terrifies him because he knows who he is. He's also met other terrifying creatures and has been perfectly fine with them. It's a bit inconsistent. But as far as escaping SpongeBob, that is something that's very exaggerated. That's even leaving. Like the Flying Dutchman tried to leave SpongeBob, and then SpongeBob still got in contact with him.
My 2 cents on this match, because actually, like you came swing with way more for Molly than I was expecting.
Yeah, you
but a big motivator for Scratch is food, and SpongeBob obviously it's fucking SpongeBob.
Oh,
so
you're
unless
right.
there's like another
Krabby
thing that
Patties,
Molly
the
has
miracle.
over that or a counter to that, I actually do think Molly has a really good shot.
Isn't SpongeBob in like a Nicktoons game when he's like in a Danny Phantom world? Doesn't he find out ghosts are real? He's like, oh fuck, these are ghosts. He's like actually scared. Like,
What do you think the Flying Dutchman was?
But at the end of that, like that episode where
He's
well
been a
basically
ghost before.
well he gets sold for like a few cents from Mr. Krabs. He still like finds the Flying Dutchman and calls him to bug him more. Also, something I will say about the Flying Dutchman, he's actually willing to kill people. He's willing to eat people alive. So there's actually a good chance that Molly will actually die from this. Unlike I don't think Scratch is going to try to kill SpongeBob just to scale him.
Scratch doesn't have a phone.
Well, the more point is that SpongeBob is hard to escape. Like,
yeah, that's
even
true.
if he-
But Scratch is in a ghost realm where you have to die to get to Scratch. So unless SpongeBob's also willing to die,
he
like
wants to be
Molly
friends
McGee,
so
he's
bad
not
he's gonna
getting
kill
that.
himself just to get to him.
It's about Molly McGee fighting like the god of death.
Oh yeah, she fights.
Oh yeah.
She's pretty fucking strong. Actually,
If Molly is killed, then like I'm pretty sure that she'd just go find Scratch and they could probably sort something out.
I don't. This may go against me because I'm having a hard time. The thing is, Dutchman has turned people into ghosts before. So honestly, like, there's a chance that even if Dutchman kills her, she'd just stick around as a ghost, assuming she isn't. If she's still trying to befriend him, there's still a chance that she could just befriend him as a ghost.
In the Molly McGee world, you can, if you're a ghost, you can freely travel to the human world as you wish.
Is there any possibility that Molly McGee would give up on the Flying Dutchman? Because she might not think
I don't think so.
A lost cause. You know
The Flying Dutchman, no one's ever like even though SpongeBob like was tired of him, he didn't really give up on the Flying Dutchman, and he was in a much more dire situation since he was kind of fucked with his home. He still was willing to like hear him out and like get him straight again.
But would Molly?
That's actually what happened in the episode.
Honestly, I can see the Flying Dutchman being just terrified of Molly. Because I remember like when it was, I think it was like a Halloween special. I think it was like a stop motion one. He goes inside like SpongeBob's head because he thinks he's the scariest, but Plain is like, no, like inside SpongeBob's mind is even scarier, and it's just like butterflies, rainbows open like under his head, and then that terrifies the Flying Dutchman. So he might actually just be terrified of Molly.
Does Molly act like she does seem to have, just from what I see, like similar high spirit energy to SpongeBob, which might be bad considering how much Dutchman hates SpongeBob.
Well, okay, I would argue that compared to SpongeBob, Molly is a bit more grounded, and I think like she's definitely less like. If you watch SpongeBob and like how he fucking is with Squidward, he is fucking like he is relentlessly like oblivious to how Squidward actually is. Whereas Molly definitely shows more self-awareness.
Even then, he still did befriend Squidward eventually. You've seen the awesome new movie where Squidward says, he's my friend, and he doesn't deserve to die.
That is my friend.
As I see it,
That's true, but Molly befriended Scratch in like an episode.
Yeah. I would give my vote.
Well, I'll say
right
it didn't.
now.
I'll say it didn't take until that movie. But it's always been like, even since the first season, Squidward does care about SpongeBob. He's just a naturally
where they met. So that's what we'd have to use.
If we gotta bring this one to a vote, I am actually siding with Molly McGee, which surprises me.
I'm actually siding with Molly too.
No, I think Molly, honestly.
But it
Yeah.
is. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Molly
though.
probably
It's a
takes
good
this
debate.
one.
I actually do like this debate a lot.
Yeah, it's a
That
good
could
one.
actually be
Yeah.
an episode, I think, if we ever wanted to.
Good
I'd
job.
like to
good
look
job,
more.
suggestor.
I'd like to.
Hey.
I'd like to look more
What are you
You
into
didn't
doing?
it.
even come
'cause I
up
was-
with the scenario. The suggestor
Yeah,
didn't
well,
even come
our
up with the
scenario,
scenario.
Shivers, you had
This
the
is our
you had the
scenario.
characters, you had the
Oh,
characters there.
right.
This is all
Okay.
off
I think
screen.
for this
Awesome.
part, we could probably wrap it up with the next one, Milo versus Final
Okay.
Destination.
Okay, the
Oh,
one I was
yes.
worried about.
All right.
Yep. Good luck.
Oh, Max,
Yeah?
what's Final Destination?
Final Destination is a series of horror movies where the idea is these people have this premonition about their oncoming death, which is about to happen right now, and they're able to avoid it. But because they avoided it and saved a couple people, now death is coming after them one by one, and is killing them through a series of chain reactions that ultimately result in their deaths.
Oh, okay. Well,
Kind of a bad situation for me.
so that's pretty much the plot of Milo Murphy's Law. Milo is cursed with the idea, the Murphy's Law, that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So around every corner, Milo has a bag full of stuff that pretty much prepares him for any kind of deadly situation that could come across him. And in the show, he does it pretty successfully. He's gotten very much used to it. So all this would really be is just more of the same.
Okay, I was really trying to find something, and I was trying to find instances. Hear me
Wait,
out.
die.
Listen me out. I was trying to find instances
Hear me out.
in Final Destination movies where it's just unfair, and I've got two things that might be kind of unfair, and if you can immediately counter them, I'm gonna concede right away. Okay.
Okay.
It's fair. This is not.
So one, Death does have the ability in those movies to temporarily possess someone and make them a servant of Death. So maybe he could possess some of Milo's friends to pin him down, get him in the way of the trap, and then the trap kills all of them. Could that work? Could pinning his ass down with his friends work?
That's fucked up. Well, I mean, if the two of them attack him, I'm still gonna bet on Milo
Kicking their
winning because
asses?
he has a bag full of so much shit that he uses to defend himself.
You think? Yeah,
So if they
is it
both-
Milo Murphy's law
I always
versus
do that someday by foot.
Milo
to try to kill me. Luckily, I have a bit of a
canonically-
justice.
He packs in his backpack anything for any possible situation. It's Murphy's Law.
So
Anything that can go wrong will go
even
wrong.
if
So
the
he's got the
possibility
most like
is his friends are gonna beat
random-
him up randomly, he's got an idea. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see how
Second?
fucking Final Destination's
Fucking-
winning this one.
Here's my only other option. Okay, we find out
Okay.
now. Usually in Final Destination movies, the Death can't kill anyone that isn't in Death's design. Like he can't just prematurely kill people, which is why it makes no sense in the Final Destination movie when it decides to blow up an airplane just to kill 2 people. Everyone else in the airplane is not important. They were not supposed to die at that time, but Death was so petty. It really wanted to get him that bad that it blew up the airplane. So if at any point Milo's in an airplane, could they just blow up the airplane and kill Milo? Milo got a backup for that.
If he's in an airplane.
If he's going somewhere on a trip and he's
Does,
on an airplane,
does it have to be specifically blowing up an airplane?
It blows up. It
or-
blows up. The fucking
It blows
Or,
up.
like if Death can just directly
Okay.
kill Milo, then doesn't that?
Well, no.
Okay, do I wanna-
It sets up like a fucking thing in the system of the airplane. Like it sets up a chain reaction
Oh.
that makes it blow up.
Do I want to be a
Okay,
cunt
see.
and say that Milo could survive a plane
Yeah.
blowing up?
Fucking no.
Also,
You-
that sounds like the most basic plot of a Milo Murphy episode. Like, oh, the
Yeah.
plane's about to blow up. I'm gonna jump out and my little umbrella and any pop.
Yeah, that's true,
I got
that's
a
true.
mask, I got an inflatable
Oh,
mask.
Even then,
I
like,
think wasn't it like a scene with Milo Murphy where like his bus like just breaks apart and he's still able to. It's not like a fiery explosion, but that's
I
still
am-
like a destruction of a vehicle.
I am 100% sure that Milo Murphy's bag has a fucking parachute.
Then I fucking concede.
oh no,
This
there's
was
a-
rigged against me.
There is an episode. Actually, I think there's an episode where the ship started blowing up because they were in space.
This was rigged against Final Destination from the start. This is literally every episode of Milo Murphy.
I think we can close out on Milo versus.
I know how I
It's
felt
my
with-
world
with
and we're
King
all
Knight.
living in it.
Yeah,
I know how I felt.
yeah. This is basically. Now you know how Adam feels.
Well, thank you. We'll see you guys in the next part. Hopefully, I've
Take
given
care, guys.
a match.
Bye.
to Milo, so-
Bye. Have a good one.
See you guys.